Independent Living Health Coaching. And I have my friend Beth Franklin here. Say hi
so
to all
glad
your
to be
fans.
here. Hi, everyone.
Thanks for coming on for me. Beth Franklin, I know through Livewell. She is a yoga instructor there.
Counselor.
And a counselor. And what other studios do you work in?
Well,
you teach yoga in a few places.
I work here at Livewell, and then I also work at Bliss Studio.
That's right, with
and,
Zoe.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm getting ready to start, which I'm very excited about, 12-step yoga at Brentwood Meadows, which is a rehabilitation center.
Very cool.
So that's
it's like
combining.
Going to coincide with the 12-step program.
It does. It's a AA meeting or NA or whatever kind of A you want meeting, along with a yoga class. And
awesome.
I've just recently been certified to teach that, so I'm really looking forward to that. That puts together a whole bunch of things that I feel very passionate about.
Cool, congratulations.
So
yeah, I didn't even know that was happening.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. But
that's great.
But
you're very good with like modifications and especially with the mindfulness classes. I love when you do restful yoga, the restorative, and help me kind of reset my whole week. So she's also a Reiki practitioner and a healing touch practitioner, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. And a yoga instructor. So do you want to kind of tell us like when you got started and why yoga and Reiki and healing touch and all that is helping you?
Sure. Well, basically, my whole life I've always been someone who was just go, 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 and I was a runner for years. I got my master's in counseling in 1983, I guess, and didn't work right away in counseling until my kids were a little bit older, then eventually worked in the field for about 10 years. And I just got to a point in my life where I needed to make a change in my 40s. And up until that point, I had not really believed in anything out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
And just science, and germs, and I don't know, it's just kind of interesting.
Right.
But I started to open up a little bit to the energy world when my mother was dying of cancer. And she had a healing touch practitioner that came in the whole last year of her life and did healing touch. And I can remember asking her, what is that? Explain that to me. And she couldn't explain it. She just gave me a book.
Oh, okay.
And the night before she died, her practitioner couldn't come in. And the lady got on the phone with me and told me how to do it. And she said, anybody can do it.
Okay.
And that was my first connection to energy. I could feel the cancer. I could feel everything. I knew she was going to die.
Wow.
And I made a promise to myself right then that I would look into healing touch after she died. And at that moment, I did not, my life was so by the book, I couldn't think of anything being any different. And so, a couple months after she died, I just started opening up a little bit more to the things that there might be things around us that we can't totally see or we can't quantify or whatever. And I took my first healing touch class at university or at USI. And
do they still offer it there?
Yeah.
I just graduated from USI, so USI students, there's actually healing touch classes.
There are healing touch classes.
I've taken an Eastern medicine class there before in the health profession.
Anyhow, my whole life just opened up, and I started doing yoga about 10 years ago and knew immediately that was what I wanted to do.
Cool.
And taught within the year and was certified a few years after that, and since then I've just gone on and on to get more and more certifications. I'm really interested in the therapeutic side of yoga, and that puts my counseling and my
definitely.
and just all of it together. And
I have a degree from USI in psychology, and I focused a lot on meditation and positive psychology. That was some of my favorite things to study in the psych world. And then when I combined it with like the bodily experience of a yoga class, especially when I started getting more stress in my everyday life, I noticed a remarkable difference, and it really brings the body-mind-spirit connection alive for you.
And that's, to me, the only way to go. And I think meditation might be more important than anything for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
As far as keeping me in balance and on track. And like you said, combining the mind, body, and soul. That's what I'm all about.
Yeah.
And I just want to be able to be comfortable in my own skin. And that was something that I didn't always have when I was younger. And
well, who does? Especially in the culture that we have, it's shame this and shame that, and you're too fat and you're too skinny and too tall. And yoga is a really nice way to, especially if you have all that anxiety plus a real life anxious situation going on. no one likes to deal with insecurity on top of, you know, stress of having a job and having a family and having kids. So it really can bring together, like, you find your actual hour of peace where you leave the class and you're like, oh, I kind of forgot about all this crap that I've been dealing with.
And that's why yoga is a lot of times a way into meditation. Many people start yoga before they start meditating because they can't quiet their body down enough to do the meditation.
Yeah, it's hard at first. It really is.
In the beginning, and so that's why yoga is just a great pathway in. I mean, I had no idea when I started yoga that it was going to lead me to meditation and all this other stuff. I thought it was another form of exercise that I could do when my knees hurt.
Right.
So,
well,
and that's what got me here, though.
Yeah, and a lot of American studios where they're not exactly following like all of the philosophy and the teachings behind yoga. A lot of studios do treat it like it's some body sculpting exercise, and to me, that's kind of counterproductive because the point is to relax your body, but also to control your mind and to be able to fully relax and get your meditation in for the day. So using it for exercise could be useful, but
but I think what happens is by people even not intending to, and not even having a teacher that's doing it, somehow by doing the breathing while you're doing that pose, they get little glimpses of what life could be like.
Yeah,
when they learn
what peace could actually feel like, you know? Yeah, absolutely. I know when I was, you know, you were with me going through a breakup, finishing school. I was still in my health coaching program. I was living on my own for the first time in a few years, thinking about my job. I was stressed out, and yoga was one of the only things that was keeping me really regular, keeping me not preoccupied, but helping me kind of dump out all that stuff. It wasn't, it helped me cope with everything. And I remember one of the best days of my life in the last year was when I had a day off work and I came to 4 of your yoga classes in a day. I mean, I didn't think about anything that day.
No one else has done that yet.
Yeah, I think I took 2 classes, ate, took a nap, and came back to 2 more classes, and that was a really good day. Yeah, if only we could all do that once a week.
There's just so much more out there in the world than we're willing to believe lots of times, and I think that's the thing that's so neat with the Reiki and the healing touch is literally we're all made of energy. Then our whole bodies are made of energy and mass, and it's all moving around, and you know we do have an effect on each other.
Absolutely.
And it's been a wonderful way to see people heal and relax with something like healing touch or Reiki, or see people pass peacefully.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
we're not going to live forever, but
so let's talk about Reiki. I know you said you had your experience with your mom, and that's what really got you into healing touch. What was the first thing that kind of drew you to Reiki specifically, like as an energy work?
Well, as I told you, I first learned healing touch, and what healing touch actually came probably from Reiki, but some nurses actually in Colorado, University of Colorado, I believe, wanted to figure out a way to be able to teach something like Reiki to health professionals.
Okay.
And in a way, and teach it in a way where it was a little bit more sciencey, and that it wouldn't be, shunned.
So it was originally for like
Reiki.
Doctors and nurses, and
Yeah.
Oh wow,
The
okay.
health profession, mostly nurses in general, it could be anybody.
Gotcha.
But that was, and so the healing touch actually was probably a great way for me to go into it because I learned the physics of it to start out in the first in Healing Touch 1, and by the time it goes on to Healing Touch 2 and 3, it's kind of far out there when you're first
Gotcha.
getting, well, because you just, you feel and see things and you hear things, and you're just so much more in that meditative mind, and I think that is what literally happens when you're doing the healing touch or Reiki. You are connecting to some other source, probably the universe, energy, something.
Well, I remember, I came into work one day with a terrible headache. I don't know if you remember this day. I came in with a terrible headache and I was complaining about it, which I try not to complain, but if it's bad enough, I'll say something to you. And I was like, Beth, just hold my head for like 2 minutes. And I sat on the floor in front of her, and you did. You like grabbed my head, and we sat there for probably 5 minutes, and it totally went away. Completely went away.
And that's been the interesting thing for me. I got headaches all the time until I learned how to do it to myself, and now I just make it go away. And a lot of it is you have to be in the mindset to believe it. And our bodies are amazing healing
Absolutely.
bodies anyhow, but
Yeah, thoughts can manifest all kinds of things.
yeah, it does, and you
Yeah.
can feel it anywhere in your body. But I guess I'm trying to think. I've had so many bizarre Reiki and healing touch experiences. They're hard to
Really?
even talk about. But one of my favorite has to do with an animal. I had lived across the street from an elderly couple. They have a cat, and at the time I had 5 dogs, and and a cat too. But anyhow, for some reason my dogs. We were walking over there to check on their property, and my dog started chasing their cat and tried to kill it.
Oh.
And it was horrible. I mean, I'm screaming and pulling dogs off, and the cat's bleeding everywhere, and it's limp.
Oh man.
And I ran down and grabbed my husband, and he drove me to the vet. I'm holding the cat, doing the Reiki the whole way there, praying, breathing, doing anything I could think of, doing this for this poor cat. And we get to the vet's office, and they decided they need to keep her because they're so worried about her.
Okay.
And about 7 hours later, they couldn't find any puncture wounds. They couldn't find anything except for part of a collapsed lung, which came right back up. And I mean, literally, the dog or the cat just totally was okay.
Wow.
And he said, well, or the vet said, well, one of your dogs must be bleeding. I'm like, you're not bleeding. No one's bleeding. We looked at all of them. We checked it all. Everyone was
Healed
fine.
up that quick.
And it was just this miracle. And I've had many, many, many things like that happen.
Wow.
And it's not to say that it always goes the way I think it's going to go. I mean, I just have to just be open to whatever's going to be, I guess.
Right.
And you know, I don't know. It's just it's amazing. And I know when I very first learned it, I can remember going back to work, and I was counseling at the time, and another counsel coordinator had eczema. And I didn't even know if I believed it yet, really.
Right.
And she asked me to
You were
see
testing
if it would
yourself
work.
too, huh?
So I did it, and it got better. And she couldn't
Wow.
believe it. She talked about it. She still talks about it, that it just pretty much went away.
Yeah.
So, you know,
It's
it
just
is
awesome when
it is amazing.
Even if you don't believe in this stuff, guys, I mean, there are people who have had experiences, and it's all something that we can learn from.
Mhm.
So even if you don't believe in energy, or if you don't think you can heal a person by touching them, that's okay. But look into it. Just listen to some stories, because the placebo effect is a real thing too.
Yeah, it's very powerful.
Even if you don't believe in it, you could tell yourself, okay, this is just like taking medicine. And if you focus on that long enough, I mean, you could convince yourself to start to heal too.
Because we all want to heal. Our bodies want to heal.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
But I have just been totally opened up to just the whole world of energy and the whole world of the connection between all of the living things on this earth.
Yeah.
Between trees and among animals, among people. You know, it just, you know, so many amazing things happen to me every day that I used to write them down. And there's so many now that I just almost take them for granted that something amazing is going to happen. You know, some amazing connections I can't explain.
Well, that's a nice problem to have, I think.
Yeah.
You have too many journals of amazing happenings in
Right.
your life.
I know.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're probably going to cut it.
Okay.
That's probably good,
Well,
guys.
thank you for having me.
Yeah, no
Alex.
problem. So, again, this is Beth Anderson. She is
No,
a...
it's not.
Oh my gosh, Beth Anderson is my mother. This is Beth Franklin. I do that all the time. I'm so sorry again. Yeah, okay, this is my mom. Beth Franklin, she is a Reiki practitioner, a healing touch practitioner, yoga instructor, and soon to be yoga with the 12 steps.
12-step yoga.
It's very cool. And you can find her at Bliss Yoga Studio or at Livewell Yoga Studio in downtown Newburgh. And I'm Alexandra Levine with Alexandra Levine Health Coaching. You could always go to my website, alevinehealthcoach.com. Keep sending me your emails to alevinehealthcoach@gmail.com. Find me on Twitter, Facebook, blah, blah, blah. I'm on all of it. You guys can get a hold of me somehow. But thanks again.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, bye guys. Have a good day.